Hello, my dear crafters. So as you know, Joann's will be closed, totally close all the stores next month. Some of the stores have already been closed. My local one hasn't, and I just came back from it, and I wanted to share with you what my local Joann's looks like. So we know that some of the stores are gone, but I would like to hear from you. More than you seeing mine, I would love to hear what your situation, what your local Joann's looks like. Are they having discounts? Are they worth it? Have you bought anything? Have you found an alternative yet, especially for those of you who are sewers? And you will see in my video that it's still packed, at least my Joann's is still packed of fabric. So without further ado, let's dive in. I will have some images of my local Joann's, but do leave in the comments what your local one looks like, and you know how you're feeling about this. And the closer it gets, I hadn't been to mine for, I don't know, weeks. And I finally today said, oh, let's see if it's closed, if it's open. At least it was much more organized than the last time I was there. So let's see it. As you can see from the outside, it is on full out of business mode. It says that everything must go, now nothing is held back, but the discounts are still not there. You see here, they say it's from 30% to 60%, but what I saw inside is that most of the store was 20% off. So that's not really a reality, at least not for now. And you will see that especially in the paper craft section. So the inside of the store was quite organized. It was much better than, you know, I went there maybe a month ago and it was a mess. I'm sure you remember. Now they have it more, it's cleaner, it's more organized. See, it looks like just a regular store that's not going out of business. Actually, they still have some promotions regarding like seasonal items. The flower section is full, it's full supplies, very a lot of options for those of you who like it. I don't know if it's the same with your Joann's, of course, but I could tell that at least this section, it just looks like a regular store that is, you know, everything is okay with it. You couldn't tell that it was closing. Still in the middle of the store, there's still many boxes. I'm sure they're doing their best. There are not many employees around, and they're working really hard to get all of these products out of the boxes and on the shelves. They're doing a great job, because last time I went there, we couldn't walk around the middle of the store. So I'm sure that they're working really hard. Some of the sections, for example, the knitting section, the yarn, is still very much full of stuff. Others were quite empty. So it really depends on what your craft is and what you're there for, the kind of items that you need. The jewelry section was practically empty. I found, and this was the same a month ago. A month ago, they were already very much empty, but now it's absolutely gone. They do have a 70% off on all the jewelry items, so I'm sure that that makes a huge difference. But look at that. It's just absolutely empty. But most of the store, no. Most of the store, you can still see a lot of items in all the sections. Here's the yarn. See, you can see that it's still pretty full. That's an area that I go to very often, but it did depend also on the quality of the yarn. I found that the basic ones were still there, but the ones that were a little bit more high-end in a way, they were gone. The fabric section, although it says here 75% off, that's just this little area here of fabric. Most of the fabric is still 30% off, as you can see there on the sale sign, and it was still packed. A lot of fabric. So I don't know if this is the same situation throughout the country, but we know that Joann's is very well known, and that's what they're specialized in, is fabric, right? That's how it began. But there's still a lot of fabric. I didn't really see much difference from last month at all. Look at this, a lot of cotton. And again, maybe the discounts will go up as we get closer to May and the end of May. But now let's look at my favorite section and most of you, the paper section. Unfortunately, the paper section for me was quite disappointing. There were still many, you can see here, there's still a lot of paper pads, but for a reason. They're only 20% off, and the prices are ridiculously high. See, you just have the regular 20% off. That's the regular thing at Joann's. You would always get 20% off. You guys know that. So as you can see, the paper crafters are not buying, but that's because the prices are still not low. And some of them are quite high. Look at this. This is a Christmas, should be absolutely on sale, and it's $9. This is one of those small packages that is 5 by 8. And this one is the usual Park Lane 48 sheets. $20. So if you take 20% off, that's $16. That's still a lot. This one here, look at this, $23. I mean, even at regular times, I wouldn't buy that. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't. So yeah, so we still, most of them were $20. So I went there, looked around, did all the filming for you guys, but I didn't buy anything because it was just not worth it. I got out of there with absolutely nothing. Some of the sheets, the single sheet paper, had a higher discount, like 60%, but still, I don't know about you, but I never buy single sheets anyway. I only buy paper pads. It's very, very rare that I do that because they're just ridiculously expensive, and many times we need to combine the papers and color coordinate, and it just doesn't make sense. So basically that's it for the paper. It didn't really attract me at all. I'll go back next month for sure. But this is it. It looks organized. It's much cleaner than before. Some sections are very, very empty. Others are absolutely packed. And some are a little bit messy. But that's it. Please do let me know about yours. Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day.